What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my FanDuel single game contenders breakdown for the debut of the NFL season, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Head on over to Twitter and follow me at Josh Engleman. It's the only place you're going to get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who is your favorite contender in this video. Who do you like the most for today? We're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Ronald Jones, Zeke, Michael Gallup, Mike Evans, and Amari Cooper on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, we've got $12,500 Chris Godwin. Now, he's projected for 12.8 fantasy points. This is a great matchup. The Bucs are 8-point favorites, 51.5 point total. They project via PFF to have the 3rd best offense in football. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, the 23rd best defense. This is an outstanding matchup for Godwin. I really do like the price tag here. We're clearly going to be talking about, well, I think clearly going to be talking about another one of his teammates. We see Mike Evans not too far behind him. I've got him with a 9% chance of being the optimal captain, a 29% chance of being in the optimal flex spot. Either way, a 38% chance. Can't even talk. I'm too excited. 38% chance of Godwin being in the optimal altogether. He's got a 10.5% chance of going for north of 25 fantasy points. If you see that, you're going to want Godwin in the MVP spot. I think he looks great today. Like I said, you're going to see one of his teammates, and we're already there. Number 4, Antonio Brown. He's just 9K, projected for 10.6 fantasy points. Same great matchup against the Cowboys. 4.5% chance of going for north of 25. He's got a 3% chance of being the optimal MVP, but 39% likelihood of being in the optimal flex spot. He's just so easy to roster at that 9K price tag, and that's why you see Brown in 42% of optimals. If you just look at the total, you're going to want at least one of the Bucs' main 3, Brown, Godwin, Evans. You're going to need one of those guys in basically every lineup that you're putting together. And I think if people are leaning more towards Tampa Bay, you're looking to get probably 2 of them. That's where you're expecting the volume to go. I expect the Bucs to win this game. I took them as a bet, laying the points in the breakfast menu. Make sure you're watching that, by the way, Awesemo Odds channel. So I don't have anything else to add. I want to get to Evans. I want to get to Godwin. But I want to get to Antonio Brown the most because I think he's the best option. But you can also head on over to the Dallas Cowboys. 10K CeeDee Lamb is my favorite non-quarterback for the entire slate. He's only 10,000, as I mentioned, projected for 12.3 fantasy points. They're going to need to throw. I expect them to be behind. PFF projects them to have the 15th best offense. They're going up against the 2nd best defense. It's a really difficult matchup, but because of Lamb's price, I don't think it's all that problematic. 9% chance to go north of 25, 9% chance of being the optimal MVP, and a 40% chance of being the optimal flex play. You're seeing CeeDee Lamb in an optimal, a coin flip, 49% of the time. Just less than a coin flip. Maybe we got a slightly loaded coin. Who knows? Either way, if you're looking to roster anybody on this slate that isn't a quarterback, CeeDee Lamb should be the first guy you have in mind. And you could back that up by taking a step up in tier to number 2, Dak Prescott, 15,500, projected for 19.5. It's not a great spot for Dak. Tough defensive matchup. He's making his way back off of a pretty traumatic injury. We have no idea what he's going to look like, but still, it's a quarterback on FanDuel. So 25% chance of going for north of 25 fantasy points, a 22% likelihood of being the optimal MVP, a 41% chance of being in the optimal flex spot. Either way, 63% chance of Dak Prescott being in the optimal. It makes me a little nervous, I'm not going to lie, but that's not going to stop me from going to Dak. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then, head to Twitter and follow me at Josh Engleman. Only place you'll ever see me put updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. Finally, let me know in the comments section, who is your favorite and least favorite of these contenders for today? How are you seeing this opening NFL game go? I would love to know, so let me know in the comments. And finally, we closed it out with the GOAT, 16K Tom Brady. There's no other way around it, particularly on FanDuel, where there's no discount at the MVP spot. 21.8 fantasy point projection. It's a great spot against Dallas. Bad defense, great offense. He's going to be able to sling it anywhere he wants. It's going to look fantastic. They're the defending champs for a reason. They're fantastic on both sides of the ball. 37% chance of going for north of 25. 36% chance of being the optimal MVP, and 34% at the flex. Either way, it all adds up to Tom Brady being in an optimal lineup 70% of the time. He's the most likely guy to be there. That shouldn't be all that surprising. In GPPs, there are ways to get different, but unquestionably in cash games, you've got to have him. You likely have to have him at the MVP spot. Tom Brady is your #1 contender for today's slate. Now, if we're looking for GPP thoughts, Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, I think are the two most underrepresented guys at the MVP spot. If we're moving to the flex side, Antonio Brown is the tip of that spear, but CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, both I think a little light in ownership. They're guys I'm looking to be heavier on, at least as of right now. If we're looking at fades, I want less Tom Brady in the flex than we're currently projecting. I want a lot more of him in the MVP spot. Similarly, I'm not a huge Ezekiel Elliott fan for today. I don't really like him in the MVP, and I'm going to be a lot lighter than the public at the flex. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NFL DFS contenders for FanDuel on this lovely single game as we kick off the NFL season. It's going to be a great one. I will be back again Monday for another edition of the contenders. Make sure you're watching all of the videos that are coming out on this channel, Awesemo Odds and Awesemo Fantasy Football. It's going to be a good year. Good luck tonight, everybody.